With those words from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I welcome you to another eye-opening, informative, and educative edition of Data Speaks on Diamond 101.1 FM, University of Ibadan. Now, Data Speaks is a program where we discuss the usefulness of data in our lives. We talk about the importance of data literacy to each and every one of us, and we seek to project the benefits of correct processing, handling, and use of data to us as individuals and as a society. My name is Fuluke Owolabi. On this program, we have two segments. The first is where we discuss important data related, and then we join the University of Ibadan Laboratory for Interdisciplinary Statistical Analysis, UI-LISA, on the second segment. We call it Statistics on Air. On the second segment, we do some level of data diagnosis. We answer data and statistical related questions. And we also get to know more about the University of Ibadan Laboratory for Interdisciplinary Statistical Analysis, UI-LISA. Now, just recently, precisely on the 2nd of July 2025, President Bola Tinubu declared data as the new oil, emphasizing its critical role in governance and Nigeria's global standing. He announced a directive for all ministries, departments, and agencies to capture, safeguard, and responsibly release data. Now, joining me to unpack this monumental statement and explore how evidence can truly transform Nigeria is Professor Olubusoye, a leading voice in public policy and data governance from the Department of Statistics, University of Ibadan. Good afternoon to you, Professor Olubusoye.
Thank you for having me, Madam Foluke. It's always nice to be here with you.
Yes, it's always a pleasure having you talk about data on Data Speaks. Welcome back after the short break. I don't want to call it a long break.
Well, break is break.
Break is break. So welcome back after the
break. Short or long.
It's good to have you again on Data Speaks.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Now, the president called data the new oil. That mean in the context of governance, and why is this declaration so significant for Nigeria? We know Nigeria is an oil-rich state. We know that oil is a mainstay for Nigeria. So he calls data the new oil. Can you help dissect that statement?
Well, to start with, President Tinubu's declaration is a game changer. And we must duly recognize that it's a signal, a strategic shift that could truly redefine our progress as a nation. So when the president talked about the new oil, it meant that data is in this generation going to play the role that oil hitherto had played.
Wow.
For those who for Nigerians, we know oil had been the mainstay of our economy. So our oil fueled our economy for several decades. So what the president is saying is that data is taking over that role. So there is a strategic shift from what we used to have. So data is becoming the most valuable resource for development in the 21st century. So its significance is highly critical infrastructure resource to change the narrative. So in simple terms, it's a shift from intuition-based decision making to evidence-based policy making.
Institution-based
yes,
to evidence-based.
Taking decisions based on, tribal sentiment, taking decisions.
Just sit and think, okay,
yes,
I feel this should be this.
Based on personal feelings, opinions, group opinions, rather than based on evidence, on fact, on figures. So that's what the president is saying indirectly. So it's putting data at the front burner.
Now, Prof, being a data person, because I've been trying to look for the word to use to describe you when it comes to data. A professor of statistics. You drink data, you eat data, you work with data, and all
swallow
of that.
Data.
You swallow data.
You like.
Now, I would like you to help break this down, to help unpack it in such a way that everyone will be able to identify with the richness of data. You said that either oil had been our mainstay.
Yes.
Now, we're tending towards a data-driven economy. How can data be so enriching to us as a nation? We know that oil, for exporting, for use, and also oil is has been our mainstay, just as we've been able to establish. So, how come data?
Okay, I link data. In fact, the president, not I, link, put data on the same, level with oil. That oil used to fuel our economy. That now data is the new oil, which is even saying that data is going to help the country to move forward in this generation compared to what. So it's just to corroborate what we've been saying before, that data is blood. Because there is no life without blood. When you talk of life, then blood is blood is
life.
Blood is life. And the life wire, and I've said it here many times, that even developed economy, they are developed because they are driven by evidence. Now, to answer your question more precisely, we know why was oil so important to our economy? Because it was a commodity, still a commodity, isn't it? Which means a commodity, you can sell it. It has you can produce it, you can consume it, you can put price on it. So all the elements of commodity can also be found in data, which means even data can be it's a product, it's a commodity that you can price, you can produce, you can consume. And so everything you can say about fuel can also be said about data.
Wow.
In terms of its importance, its commercial liability, if that is correct, in terms of its usefulness, in terms of its support of the kind of role it plays in propelling economy like Nigeria.
Now, The president specifically mandated ministries,
Yes.
departments, and agencies
Yeah.
to capture,
Yes.
to safeguard, and
Yeah.
responsibly release data.
Yes.
Why is capturing
Yeah.
very important, and what are the initial hurdles in gathering this data across various government bodies?
Yeah, I so much like the word, capture, and the president, he must have used that word very instructively. And capturing simply is the first step that that has to be taken, which means you have to gather the data. So in this sense, capturing means collating, gathering, you know, collecting the data. You know. So, and collecting the data, in a very systematic manner, and then putting all those data that are buried in files and documents, that are so they are now going to be converted to digital platforms. And then regardless of where you are as a Nigerian, as wherever you are, you then have access to the data without having to leave Ibadan to go to Abuja ministry to collect data. Yes, to collect data about government activities, roads, about roads constructed, about budget, about debt, So capturing is the starting point, which means you have to gather the data, you have to compile the data, so then you have to safeguard.
Because he actually talked about safeguarding as well.
So you capture, you safeguard. Why do you need to safeguard? You have to protect the information.
Okay, because Prof, I was thinking, since this all this digitization and everything that we're talking about is not in a bid to make data more accessible to those who need it. When we talk about safeguarding, what would that entail?
Safeguarding is to protect people's identity.
Okay.
So if your government has your information on BVN, you can't be releasing your personal details to the public, but they can release aggregate information. So they can say this is the number of people who are in the banking, who have bank accounts
in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. They can classify them on gender basis, number of females, but you are not releasing my personal details to say my age, to say
your location, what's in your account.
Yes, so safeguarding there is protecting, personal details, and of course there are international and even national laws that protect data availability, data usage, and all of that.
Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023.
Yes, so data must be. It's just like your organization here. You have your file, right?
Yes.
So the management can talk about staff size, strength. They can talk about the gender distribution. They can talk about those who are on leave, those who are entitled to leave, and things like that. But they are not going to start releasing details about your personal, like your tax, like your salary, right? Even as close as we are now.
You don't know my salary. I don't know your
You don't know that.
I don't.
So you protect it so that it's not through you that my wife will get to know how much you have been paid.
Why haven't you disclosed to her? Why haven't you disclosed to her?
She knows, but what I'm saying is that
In case
it's not the company that will send that information to
Okay.
my wife,
Okay.
because the contractual agreement is not between them and
it's
my wife.
between you
Yeah,
and them.
that's why, except when I die, they will not look at my record, who is my next of kin.
Okay.
Yeah, then they can, whatever entitlement I deserve. So you protect. That's what the president is saying. And that is the only way to build confidence in people, so that they can willingly and voluntarily, share information, share data. If they know that their personal details are fully protected, so they will be able, they will be willing
free to
say yes. When government is collecting data about households, which they do the National Bureau of Statistics, they do household survey, or when they are doing census,
NPC, National Population Commission,
when they are collecting data, if people of the opinion that their data will be used for tax purposes, they are going to withdraw and they are not going to be truthful. So safeguarding is in that sense.
Now, he also talked about responsibly releasing data to drive public value,
yes,
and facilitate international benchmarking.
Yeah.
I want to talk about public value.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Exactly. So the issue is it's not sufficient to capture. We started with
data capturing.
When you capture, you sort of keep, you have the data in your database. But what's the essence if you are not sharing the data with the public? So sharing the data with the public must be done responsibly. You have to release the data on time. There are, one key quality of national statistical system is the ability to release, data, in real time, so that the data is up to date.
Okay.
So if you are talking of inflation, you are not releasing inflation figure
of 2020.
Of 2020, 2025. You will see that the inflation figure for last month has been released by National Bureau of Statistics. So in other places, this inflation figure is almost released
almost every day.
Yeah, almost not every day. It's also most often monthly.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are other data that are released almost monthly, like GDP.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, it's released on quarterly basis. You understand? It means we've not built adequate infrastructure to be able to collect the data about our aggregate production, in real time, and be able. So it means if we are growing our economy, I have to wait for this for about a quarter,
4 months, 3 months,
3 months or so before I can know how policy is changing, economic activities in the country. That's the implication. But every policymaker wants to know, if I initiate a policy today, how is it, transmitting and changing, bringing impact to the economy and to the citizen. People are not going to wait for 1 year and so on before they start getting, before they see impact or see evidence of impact. They want that impact instantly, right?
In real time.
So that's what
About responsibly releasing data to drive public value chains
that's what
and facilitate international benchmarking.
Yes. So,
all right, we are still unpacking those statements from the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he talked about data being the new oil in Nigeria. Now, the president also said something like, we must let our data speak for us.
Yes.
And of course, that's very much in line with what we do on Data Speaks. Data speaks. That data is actually talking. Data is saying something. It's just left for you to be able to decode what data is saying. So he says, we must let our data speak for us. We must publish verified data assets locally and share them globally. Now, what benefits are there when Nigeria's data speaks for us on the world stage?
So, what I mean, on the surface, when government is saying let our data speak for us, is saying we don't need to speak.
Data will do the talking.
That government doesn't need to speak. The data will speak for them. People will see the trend. People will see where they are coming from.
Where they are heading.
The people will see where they are now. And people will see where, and they can make projections as to where they are heading to. That's how data will speak, because data will speak to the history, to the past. It will speak to the current, and it will possibly
project into the future.
Speak into the future. So, in fact, people go to well, maybe a slight digression now. People go to prophets. Why do you think they go to prophets?
To listen to prophecy.
Because they want to know about the future. It's not that they want to know about yesterday. Because they want to know about tomorrow. You understand? People also go to magicians, to all manner of seers, right? Now, data and statistics speak better than prophets.
Wow. But data does not know spiritual things.
Yeah, so we are not talking about spiritual things.
Okay.
We are talking about physical things.
Physical things, tangible things, things that we can see.
Things that we can that's feel. Why the president mentioned verifiable. When you say you have constructed 100-kilometer, when you say you have constructed coastal road, Lagos, Calabar, coastal road, the highway, you can verify. You can go there. It's not a spiritual thing. You won't go to heaven to look for the road. You won't go to this. It's verifiable. You go there and see. If you say you have given loan through net fund to so number of students, it's verifiable. And you can say which schools are the students, which schools are they attending, how many. So that's what the president is saying, that look, let our data speak for us. Let it be that the data can be whatever about health is verifiable, right? About infrastructure is verifiable.
Well, sir, there's actually one that I got to know of, I think sometimes early this year. Talking about, okay, if the government says, okay, we've constructed so and so road, we've done this highway and that, but it's even in this country where we would see some government officials commissioning a road, they bring graders, tractors, and all those things needed. They take pictures. Okay, we are starting this construction. We are doing this. We are doing that. And before you know it, nothing else will be seen or heard about those roads. And sometimes we hear that, okay, they will put such roads in the public domain, in the public space, to say, okay, we've constructed this, we've constructed that. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so what people say is different from the data they dish. And I've told you data can be manipulated. Data can be abused. The collection can be abused. the processing can be abused, the communication can be abused, right? So, but it is the responsibility of the citizens to now take the data, verify
by
that
themselves.
this thing you are saying is not on ground, it's not verifiable. You start punching holes and then you critique the number. That's all along, in this program, I've been emphasizing that the fact that government put up a figure that this is our debt, this is the inflation rate, this is the responsibility is also on the
us.
citizens, the non-governmental agencies, the
academia,
academia, the researcher, to say this figure does not no does not is a complete diversion, is complete opposite of what is on there. So citizens are to critique the numbers.
And you've told us how.
And then you also say, if your life is
the X
not,
and Y axis,
if government figure is saying that price is that inflation is going down, you as a woman, you go to market, don't you also
I know the prices.
You know the prices. If they say the price is going down 10%, but you can also say this is true, this is not true. You can query, you can question, you can raise issues around the figures. In this world, because of the 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 fact that data is life, so people also attach a lot of importance to it. So politicians can use it to deceive. They can use numbers, they can use statistics, they can use data to manipulate the electorate. That's why you need to be literate. You need to be data literate.
And that's what we've been emphasizing on
and
this
that's
program.
the essence of this program, that you don't swallow numbers, dish out to you, hook, line, and sinker. You need to also, challenge those numbers. How realistic? How look at your own life. If any government is saying that things are getting better, is your own life getting better? The community you live, the environment where you are things getting better also? So you now put the data and your reality,
you put them side by side.
You put them side by side, and that tells you whether what you see is true or not.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Olubusoye. In case you're just joining us, you're listening to Data Speaks on Diamond 101.1 FM, University of Ibadan. And today we've been talking about governing with data, how evidence can transform Nigeria. We've been drawing from the statement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu describing data as our new oil. He actually emphasized the critical role of data in governance and Nigeria's global standing. And so we've been trying to dissect, we've been trying to unpack the statement, we've been trying to see the important aspects of what the president said about data driving the economy. Data Speaks continues shortly. Stay with us. Okay, yes, I think this part is also important too. Activity, Ghana Civil Government is important. That's because he said all right, thank you for staying with us on Data Speaks. The station is still Diamond 101.10 FM, University of Ibadan. Before we went on that break, I told you that we've been talking about how evidence can transform Nigeria, talking about governing with data. And we had based today's discussion on the declaration of President Bola Tinubu describing data as the new oil in Nigeria. We still have Professor Olubusoye here from the Department of Statistics, Faculty of Science, University of Ibadan. When we talk about Professor Olubusoye, he is a leading voice in public policy and data governance from our university here. Prof, it's good to have you once again. Thank you for being on Data Speaks again this afternoon.
Thank you. I think I can say that a million times.
All right, yes, actually, the declaration about data being the new oil was made at the 2025 International Civil Service Conference held in Abuja. And of course, at the conference, it was basically to equip civil servants with digital skills. Now, the program director of One Government Cloud Initiative, I think we can call them the contractor when it comes to digital solutions for the government, Mr. Wumi Oguetoma. He noted that many digital solutions have failed, not because they were ineffective, but because users didn't trust or fully understand them. And that was where they're talking about equipping civil servants with digital skills. Now, how critical is that to the president's vision?
Good. Just imagine that right here on your table, that you can process your child, birth certificate without going to any
without going to the NPC's office.
Just imagine that right here you can process your voter card without even having to go anywhere. You don't have to. Just imagine that you can cast your vote here without
in my room,
in your even your toilet, without
having to
anywhere.
Go and queue.
Just imagine that you can do your driver license, make the payment, and then you get your license delivered to you.
Having done the practical part.
Which practical part? You go through the whatever you do, but if you are renewed, you want to renew, what do you need to do, right? Just imagine that
get my international passport.
You can get your international passport right here, and all of that. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Why do you think it has been difficult? Why do you think it has been? It's simply because the civil servants are unwilling or are not equipped, they are not trained to use digital, devices to do to do the day-to-day, government activities, to collect revenue, right? To provide, public services to the people. So you have to appear there in person. They have to carry files from one table to the other table. And all of this, apart from, costing government heavy, heavy, money to use paper to buy files, to, build out tables and so on. Everything can just even look at our own university system here. Imagine if all our right here, if you want to apply for salary advance, you can do that on your business, and then you simply see your account. In the past, we were collecting our pay slip through paper, right? Now it's been.
I think we need to give kudos to the university.
So we are appreciating, but we are saying that
but we have e-pay slips now.
There are many other things that could be done on digital platforms, and that requires that the human resources must be equipped, properly trained to be able to. They must have the technical know-how. Most people can use their phones, but when it comes to using spreadsheets, for instance, for basic, organizational, routine activities, they are not. They are only using their phone to receive calls, to make calls,
see social media.
But everything there, you can give your lectures virtually. You can test. You can conduct exams virtually.
You should be able to do a promotion exercise.
You can you submit all your stuff on the digital platform, and the process will be transparent. You will see all the approval stages, and you can follow through. And you are not going to be doubting whether your file is missing somewhere or it has. You will see, this whatever the stage where your application is in the process. Yes. So the humans, are usually the bottlenecks. They are usually the problem. And if you see any country,
because we talk about bottlenecks in government offices.
Yes, if you
humans are the bottlenecks.
Not the chairs, not the tables, not the this thing, the humans. And what developed countries have done is simply to reduce human to human interaction. You can have human to machine interaction, but to a large extent, human to human interaction is minimized. So you can get all your entitlement because the database is rich. They know your address, they know how many children you have. So if, for instance, they are going to give palliatives and so on, from their database, they are going to know how to deliver your address, your location.
You talked about palliative. Something came to my mind, but I wouldn't say it. I
don't say
it. All right, Prof. Because of our time, Prof. What's the biggest challenge that you foresee in Nigeria truly achieving a data-driven governance, and what's the greatest opportunity? I think we need to wrap up with that. What's the biggest challenge? Being a data person, that's time I described you as someone who drinks data, who eats data, works with data, does everything with data. So what, looking at our situation in Nigeria, what challenge do you foresee, and what business opportunity is there when we want to say we want to become a truly data-driven economy?
So for me, I think the biggest challenge is often what we call data silos.
Hmm.
You know, where different government agencies collect data but fail to share it effectively.
Data silos.
Data silos.
I learned that silos are those places where you keep maize, yam,
Yes. So if
farm
you
produce, just store them up
so
there.
in a silo,
Hmm.
if you keep yam there, you are not going to keep maize there.
Hmm.
So the silo for yam is not going to interact with the silo
For
for
maize.
maize.
Okay, maize in silo, yam in yam barn. I
Yes.
think.
So that's what we mean by data silos.
Hmm.
Diamond FM will not share data with the with any other department.
Okay.
Finance, your neighbor here, works department will not share data with Diamond FM. So everybody holds on to their data.
We heard it.
They say they are protecting it. And if
So
you
what's
go,
the usefulness?
the problem, because people fear that if they release their data to another unit, then uh, uh, whatever is coming up, certain things will be exposed about their internal activities. Because one thing is that data is also data is a tool for checking corruption. If you want to check corruption in this, then when collect data and track daily activity. If you want to check people's punctuality, how do you do it? You take the records of their eh, of their of the time they come to. When I take my lectures, for instance, and they join virtually, it would the system automatically records the time they join, the time they leave the class, and the duration of their stay in the class.
So you can go back to this person.
So you can know who is attending your class, who is not attending, who is coming late, who is not coming late, and so on. So data sharing in government agencies is a big problem. Central bank will not share data with the Ministry of Finance. NNPC, what do you think is going? What do you think is what? You know what is going on right now regarding the the NNPC probe? Maybe you've read that in your news, right? So data can reveal hidden, and evil practices. And so when a unit is trying to protect itself, it's not willing to share the data with
That's a
another
very
group.
big challenge.
So it's a big challenge.
Now, talking about the greatest opportunity that we can have in Nigeria actually becomes a truly data-driven.
I tell you, data can unlock unprecedented efficiency. It will bring imagine if you have a digital device that is recording staff punctuality when they come in,
and
when
staff
they
activities.
and staff activities.
While at work. While at work.
Yeah. What do you think will happen to efficiency?
Everyone will sit up.
If there is a digital device that is monitoring, recording, maybe when you are supposed to attend to your customer, people are eating or they are busy with their kids and all of that. So data will unlock what? Unprecedented efficiency. It will reduce corruption, and then you will be able to measure, impact of target interventions. When you say you are targeting poor, students, and you want to give them, you want them to have access to education. Data will also accelerate Nigeria's development towards a more prosperous and equitable society. Yes.
So when the president actually said that data is the new oil in Nigeria, he knew what he was saying.
I think is maybe if I put it, the most educated president in terms of development that we've had so far. Because you hardly, I don't think I've had another president emphasizing
the importance
of data. They can do a lot about oil. Oil is the glory of oil is fading.
It's fading. So data is
replacing that. And the earlier, even in any organization, in any system, if you play with data, then you are not going to grow. You are not going to develop. If you want to grow, then you need to invest in data production, data management, data dissemination, communication, and all of
I think these are also important topics for us to look at now. These ones I mentioned. Maybe we'll see how to schedule when we will dissect those topics. We appreciate you very much, Prof, for coming to give us insight into how evidence can transform Nigeria, talking about governing with data. We apologize that we'll not be able to take the segment Statistical Clinic on air this week. By God's grace, ULISA will be here next week. ULISA is the University of Ibadan's Laboratory for Interdisciplinary Statistical Analysis. So if you have any statistical queries, you have any questions to ask about data,
you need assistance about your project, your research, from conception to execution, we can always assist you. Feel free.
ULISA is located at the Department of Statistics Faculty of Science, University of Ibadan. Prof, before we go, the contact
0813.
Okay, 0813
884 0067.
0813 884 0067. That's for ULISA. Next week, by God's grace, we'll be here again. We appreciate you, Professor Olubusoye, for helping us to unpack how data is the new oil in Nigeria. Professor Olubusoye is the professor of statistics from the Department of Statistics, University of Ibadan. And
we have a partner in Uganda and Robert Bosa.
Thank you very much for joining us, our partner from Uganda. Till we'll bring your way another impactful and insightful edition of Data Speaks next week. Remember that data is the new oil. My name is Foluke Owolabi. Be data literate. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you. If I can use it.